Seems like we're coding. You shouldn't have to write things down by hand. I know. This seems shameful that we're going to do it this way, but this is how we're going to do this. So I want to do coding notes, and I want to talk about the 3 functions that we've learned so far. What are the 3 functions? Print, input. Technically range is the function that's in there, but the for loop is what I want to talk about, is the for loop. So technically that's a structure, not a function, but whatever. So what is our first, what's the OG function? Print. What's it for? Printing, well, everything, I like everything, but what would we define that as? What do we generally do with print? True, that's how we use it, but what is it for? Yeah, it's an output. It's to put something on the screen. It literally is that simple. It is printing something to the console. Now, as you get more advanced with this, you print stuff to you can make windows, you can do all sorts of things with a computer. But for what we're doing in the IDE, yes, it just prints something to the console. How do we use it? Now let's get into the syntax of it. How do we use it? What do we do? Quotation marks. Well, let's talk about that, but what is hello world going to do? It's going to print hello world. In fact, the print function is going to do what with whatever you put in the quotation marks? What's it going to do with pretty much anything you put between these quotation marks? It's going to put that out, whatever it is, including the spaces, including the parentheses, including special characters. Whatever you put between those quotation marks, Python is going to spit out into the console just like you typed it. There's another function, though. There's another kind of thing that we can print with print. What is it?
Inputs.
Hang tight. Not quite yet. Variables. What's the difference? How can you tell the difference with a variable in the print function?
They're not in quotes.
Yeah, so if we're missing quotes, what is Python going to look for? Yeah, a value for a variable. So when you type in some kind of variable, x equals whatever, when you say print x, is this going to print the letter x to the screen like I have it written here? No, it is absolutely not. It is going to print what? Whatever x is equal to, whatever value we stored as x, it's going to then print out. And generally, it's going to print that out based on whatever x is, whether x is an integer or a string or whatever type of variable x is. This is going to be how it works. What's the last thing you did with print? Can we only print one thing at a time? No, we can put multiple things inside a print function. How do we separate them? Commas or pluses. I'm only going to put up here the commas.
Are you going to do the pluses on the same time?
Maybe. Obviously, the plus is an operator, and when we add words together, what does it do? Mushes them together. If we add variables that are integers or some kind of number, it's then going to do the arithmetic. But for our use, if you want to separate things in a print statement, use a comma. A comma is always going to work. A plus sign is only going to work when you're doing either arithmetic or concatenation, smushing things together. It's only going to work one or the other way, and it's going to yell at you if you try to mix those two things up. You're going to get an error. All right, what's the next function we learned? Input. What's it do? What's input do? Yeah, it takes some kind of input from the user, some kind of text on the screen.
How'd they code the keyboard? The keyboard's coding like a very first.
Are you guys in a chicken or the egg conversation here?
So if a keyboard works with coding, how they
You know how they got information into computers originally? Punch cards.
see, there we go. That's actually what
Punch cards. You had to fill out punch cards in COBOL to enter it into the computer so then it could, quite frankly, take that input live as it went through the punch cards. Yeah, you think I actually went through this morning as I'm eating breakfast. I'm going through coding in assembly. If you think you hate Python, go watch a 5-minute video on assembly coding. Then come back to me.
Create this program that does the Python?
It's like one step above just coding in ones and zeros.
So is that how they do the ones and zeros to get to the next level, which then takes you to the next level and the next level?
So like under the hood of Python is C. And then under the hood of C is assembly. Actually, there's like 4 or 5 steps in between there. It's messy, it's gross. All right, so input. How do we use input? What do we kind of, what do we have to do?
That guy goes in that all the time. That looks terrible.
Boys. So are you ever just going to have a line that starts with input?
No.
Why not? I agree, but why not? What are you doing with input?
You gotta take input for something.
Yeah, so we need a variable first. Right? You can't just take input. I mean, that's fine, but where's the input going to go? So give me something. This doesn't work. I mean, it kind of would work. But until you store it, it's not going to do anything useful. So you need to have some kind of variable ready to put your input into. Something you type into the computer is great, but you actually want to generally do something with that input. And then the quotation marks inside that input, what is that all about?
It's in print exactly.
Yeah, so we've kind of melded 2 functions together. Generally, for an input, you're always going to be asking the user for some kind of input. Give me a number. What is your name? What is your favorite color? You're always going to be asking it for something. So this is kind of a shortcut way to skip print, give me something, then input, and so on and so forth. This just does it all at once in one nice line. Hey, what is your name? Store that into a variable. In this case,
So then why do we need the print when we're doing it?
we don't.
So we just get rid of the print?
Well, for input, yeah. So you can skip. Can you do that? Sure. I would propose that you're burning up an extra line of code, right? When if you're just asked. Now, you need print still to print things. But when it comes to printing to say, hey, give me something, I would say use the input function, do it all in one line. It's a little bit more, I don't know, looks nicer. More proper, I don't know. Yeah. All right, now what's the last thing we did with input? What's the default for input? What kind of variable gets stored as a default for the input function? No, not an integer. Yeah, the default is a string because it's looking for you to type something in. So default is either a character or a string. If we want an actual number, a number that we can do counting with, a number that we can do, I don't know, math with, we need to cast that as an integer or a float or some other thing. And then we can use the thing. What's the last structure we did? We did it for the bell work today. What's that? A loop. We did a for loop. Now I'm going to put it up on the screen here in just a minute. I teased it out with the last hour, but I think we'll just kind of put this up. There are some structure bits inside of a for loop, how it actually has to work.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I know this looks like a lot, and we'll walk through it. But for now, copy this in. in your notes, just like this.
What is this number equals integer and what was in the second?
What I miss?
What goes in here?
Into input, give me a number.
Okay.
So what do we do? Why do we use the for loop? Yeah, to do something over and over and over. To do some kind of thing many times. So I is the counter. Remember, I is the fingers. Your computer keeping track. Hey, I got to do something 5 times. Computers are not smart enough to just remember how many times is 5 times. The computer's going to count along with you. It's going to start at 0, but it's going to count how many times. Especially if you have to do something 1,000 times or 1,000,000 times. You're going to want to keep track of where you're at. So that's I. In range, value. Well, what is value here? What's that?
Number of hoops.
Yeah, the number of loops. How many times do we want to do this thing? 5 times, 10 times, whatever. And again, today in the bell work, we stored value as something. We asked the user, said, how many times should I repeat this? And again, this depends on your program, what exactly you're trying to do with this. But value is how many times you want the computer to do that thing. And then there's some syntax in this structure. It's important that you end your for line with a colon. And it's important that you tab over underneath it the things that you want to repeat. The print statements, the math statements, the whatever you want to do over and over and over in your program. You need to put that underneath this and tab that over. We saw today how we can use that, use a print statement to code numbers. We saw how we could modify, use the counter. Some of you found a little different way to do this by tweaking the range function to go from this to that.